Hi.
Hi.
I'm Shawn. I'm going to be your student nurse today.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You look familiar. You were in here maybe a little while ago. Weren't you?
I was about 2 months ago. I was here for depression.
Oh.
I kind of made some not so good statements and was feeling pretty down about myself.
Yeah.
So they had me come here. But this is just my 2-month follow-up from taking some medications and going to therapy, and that seems to be helping a lot, actually. I really like the people in my therapy class because I think that we have a lot in common as far as stressors and depression and everything like that.
So what seems to be working for you? What do you like most about your therapy?
I think that they give us all a chance to talk about what gets us down and have us weigh pros and cons about our depression. I know I made a lot of suicide ideations, and that's kind of what got me in here. So we talk about, what would have happened had I followed through with some of my plans and stuff like that. And it really brings the reality to the light. So, and then like I said, there's a lot of people in my group that are very similar to me and similar to me in age as well.
So you feel like the people that you're in a group with, you can relate to them a little bit more. So like you're in a group with a bunch of old fogies or something.
No, they're all my age, and I bet we'll be friends even after therapy's over.
A lot of times that happens. You guys can rely on each other outside of a group setting.
Mm-hmm.
You guys obviously probably have to exchange numbers and emails or whatever, and you build yourself a support structure, and I think that's really important that you've identified that, and you can rely on those things. So there is one thing in your chart that I noticed that I was really wanting to talk to you about today, because it looks like you've gained a lot of insight into your condition, and you've made a lot of progress. One thing that I've noticed is that you have indicated that you have a smoking habit. How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel bad about it because I know it's not good for me. I know it's really bad for my health, and it causes a lot of other issues. I've become so dependent on it, though, and it just is so relaxing for me. I don't even know where to start to try to stop smoking. I did a long time ago. I've been smoking since I was 14, and I can stop for a week and, take patches and stuff like that, but eventually I'm right back to square one. Nothing really seems to work, so I don't know if that's contributing to my depression because I want to quit and I can't, but it's kind of not going well with my family either because I have a niece who I really like to hang out with, and I want to take her to the park and everything, but my brother won't let her be in my car because it smells like smoke, and in my house because it's smoky, and even when I go to their house, I have this urge to smoke, and I can't do that when I'm with her, so I don't go over there as much as I would like to.
Okay, I hear a lot. What you just said there, I hear a lot. What I hear is that it's a catch-22 for you. It's really something that you've come to rely on as far as being able to de-stress. However, these things are obviously getting in the way of what things that you enjoy, like spending time with your family and your brother and sister's kids. And so it sounds like you really identify it as a problem. So what do you think it would take for you to cut back or quit altogether?
I don't know. I just recently became somewhat, willing to give it a shot, because if you would have asked me a week ago, I wasn't even thinking that it was something I wanted to try to do again, just because it brings so much stress to me in the time, and I fear that I'm going to go back into being in this deep depression if my life gets to be unstable and I'm not having that cigarette and I don't have that to turn to. I think that kind of like my depression group, I need more support from maybe other smokers that have quit or something like that, maybe to get me going on the right track. I just feel like my dad died from lung cancer and he smoked, but my mom doesn't smoke, but I don't really talk to her very much, so she's not really that good of a support for me. But I just think that having people there to show me the pros and cons type thing would be beneficial.
Well, it's interesting that you said that. I mean, you also identified earlier during your group sessions that the pros and cons thing is really something that that helps with your progression. So let me just turn that around on you. What do you think would be, some positives, some pros for you to quit smoking?
Pros to quit smoking, I could obviously hang out with my niece whenever I wanted to. I wouldn't have to worry about, my brother being skeptical of whether I'm lying about smoking and things like that. I kind of feel like he has a little bit of mistrust in me because I try to hide it so that he'll let her be with me, but, he's not stupid. He knows what's going on. But I don't really know anything else. I guess my health would probably be way better if I stopped smoking. I probably wouldn't have all these nasal issues and throat. And I know it's not helping with my asthma. The doctor told me that it's not really compatible, but it's just so hard to quit. And it's something I can do by myself or with friends. I can do it whenever I want to, and it's easy, it relaxes me. I don't have to rely on someone else to be there with me when I smoke. I can just do it as I please.
Right. So those are all really positive things. Can you think of any, it sounds like you nailed it, honestly, to the wall. Is there any negatives that you can think of on why you wouldn't be willing to try to quit right now?
Just because I feel like it's so close to me getting out of the hospital with this depression stuff. I feel I'm trying to build myself up and give the medication time to work, and I think it's really working. I just fear that if I, like I said earlier, get an imbalance in life right now, maybe that depression is going to come back or something, that triggers my depression. I would like to just keep it stable right now. Maybe I could try in the future to quit once I feel more stable about this depression issue.
Right. Okay. So let's do that. Let's set a goal and maybe identify some. Well, first, let's identify some things that you can use in place of your cigarette smoking. What are some things? You mentioned your health. You want to get more healthy. Can you think of anything that might help you de-stress or not be so anxious? Some things maybe that are more healthy in nature as opposed to smoking.
I really like walking a lot outside, especially when the weather's nice, because I have a big dog and he requires a lot of exercise. So I find whenever I do go outside and get some fresh air, take a long walk, that seems to de-stress me. But I feel like once I get home, I have a cigarette too on top of that. So that's kind of an issue. But I think if I maybe implemented a little bit more exercise in my life, and maybe try to surround myself with people that aren't partaking in smoking as well would probably be beneficial. I feel like I know all the things that I should be doing. It's just not as easy as it sounds.
Maybe putting it into place, maybe doing step by step.
Yeah, knocking one thing out of a time.
There you go. Not overwhelming yourself with a big picture, maybe one step at a time. So let's do that. Let's meet again maybe in a few weeks. Let's put together these things that you've identified as maybe things that we can work on. And we'll get together in a few weeks and you can let me know how that goes. And if that's not working, maybe we can talk about some medications that are possibly available that we can use.
Okay. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.